it's been a minute. We're back filming. It really hasn't been that long. But we are doing a catch-up / Hot Topics episode because so much has happened since the last episode.
Yes.
We have been burnt out with the heat wave.
It's been a lot going on. And that doggone heat this summer has been kicking our butts. I'm not complaining. We like our warm weather because we don't get enough of it. But it's just that we're not used to getting it as soon as we're getting it. And the humidity point.
No, I'm irritable.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I get hot and hungry. And then I don't want to do anything. And I didn't want to work the other day when we were, like, I was already tired. But then I went outside to take something to my car. And I was just like, absolutely not. It's like an oven. So I'm sorry. So I'm probably part of the problem.
I've been stressing going to the grocery store because I've been putting my all of my stuff obviously in my trunk, but we have in our car. And I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to remember, is it hotter in the trunk or is it hotter in the back seat? So that I know I'm gonna go straight home.
Yeah,
I'll have
what
ice.
is she saying?
I'll have ice cream and that kind of stuff, frozen stuff that I'm like, okay, is this gonna melt like crazy?
Yeah.
Or I bought a box of donuts and I was like, is this gonna be crazy?
I was very annoyed because I bought some almond milk from the store and some eggs, and then I was like, I was gonna buy it, put it in the car, and the grocery store is right across the street from my gym, and I was going to the gym, but I didn't want to forget to get that stuff. And I was like, I'll just leave it in the car. And then I was like, nah, don't do that. So I had to go all the way back home to put the groceries in the house and then go back to the gym. So I was really
irritating. That is so irritating.
Because usually if it's cold outside.
You're good. I mean, half an hour, 45 minutes ain't going to do nothing. How long you be at the gym? 2 hours? You nasty.
Yeah, that would have been nasty. If I leave my house at 3 for the gym, I usually don't get home till 5. But that doesn't, it's 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. So 20 minutes is commute. Mm-hmm. I do 15 minutes in the sauna. I do 10 minutes on a massage chair.
Ooh.
So,
oh my goodness. That's you getting all of your little, okay.
So I'm not working out for 2 hours.
Yes.
I'm working out for probably an hour.
But I love that self-care time is set aside and it encompasses all of those things. That's wonderful.
I'm very happy and done lately the last few weeks. The number on the scale hasn't gone down, but my clothes are getting big.
Looser.
Yeah.
I love it. I love everything
I was
getting
wearing
looser.
suit pants the other day, and my sister and a friend of mine were like, your pants are sagging, and I was like, good. They're like, you're not going to tighten your belt? No,
I'm not.
I want y'all to see this.
I know.
Last year this time, they didn't do that.
The other day I had on some jeans. They're kind of like some jogger jeans. And Koopy was like, oh, they look like they're saggy a little bit. I was like, thank you.
We love to hear that kind of thing because, I realized I wasn't sucking my stomach in no more when I was putting on my jeans.
That's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling. I do think, but okay, now this is before we get into, I realized that it's not realistic, but I didn't know that it wasn't. But when I look down, wait, how do I want to say this? I guess I didn't realize when you look down at your stomach, it kind of looks like it's curving out.
Okay.
But if you look in the mirror, it's flat. And then
it's straight on.
Yeah. Standing up, your stomach is flat. And then you sit down, I wanted it to be the same flat.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
But, while when you're in the that's the thing is that you have to realize where you are. And if you are in the process of getting to that point, you
but
just
I was
know
like
what
that
goal
at
you reach.
21. I was like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why at 28.
I was like that at 21 too.
It's so hard to get back to that. At 21, I didn't even work out as hard.
Man, I didn't do nothing.
I literally would probably work out.
When I tell you,
I don't eat a lot.
I remember.
I'm saying, even if you ate a lot when you were 21, it just burned off quicker.
You're right. Well, I want that metabolism
30,
back.
and
Can you buy a metabolism? No, I love that. When you look at my brother, he is obviously, he looks slinkier than me. I'm more stocky. But my waist is smaller than his. And it drives me insane because he can wear my clothes and stuff. Mm-hmm. I can't get into his because the thighs and the rear end. My mother ruined us, I guess.
I cannot tell you how irritated I am when I see certain women and I'm like,
but
okay,
the waist.
We're the same clothing size, but because my thighs and legs are bigger,
drives me insane.
It's gonna look, for one, it's gonna go up higher. And then it just looks different on me because I just am
and I
big
think that's
boned.
the thing. I don't get it. My waist
thing.
is smaller than his, but I can't fit. I couldn't borrow jeans from him. Mm-hmm. But he can be like, oh, let me borrow them joggers. And that drives me insane. But it's because I have to get lipo out of my thighs.
No, you don't have to get lipo.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Why
do you have to say you can't fit the He said it high pitch I'm a fat
joggers
whale.
Are loose. I can see dress pants.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
But joggers?
I can put them on. It's just when you look at me in them, they're very tight. So then it's like you don't want to go in public like that. But I can get them on. Yeah. And then I just have to kind of sit back real slow so I don't tear them.
Let me tell you something.
I
What
don't
is
think
a
you could've ripped joggers?
He had some jeans with the rips in the front, and I just put them on for it. Where did I go in his jeans? But I didn't have any ripped jeans, and I wanted to wear ripped jeans. I'm like, let me borrow them. And then when I took them off, I'm like, oh, that thigh hole is bigger than when he gave them to me. I hope he doesn't notice.
like every blue moon, and I mean like
Not my
twice I've done this since we've been married. I will have thrown on like a shirt of Kubi's. And when I tell you I was seeing like women, and this is like years ago, but I saw women recently making like posts where they're like, it's bad when you put on your man's clothes that are baggy on him, but they fit you just right.
Well, y'all got a lot going on.
It's like, dang it.
Y'all fill it out.
Yes.
So-
yes. Absolutely.
But I do I realized I like the style. I saw, well, my sister has worn this look before too, but I saw someone the other day. It was a woman in a men's dress shirt, and it was really pretty. I was like, that's slick. She had on a skirt though, but I thought that was a slick look.
Yes, because
I'm a
it's
fan of that.
mixing that feminine and masculinity style together. And
As long as she ain't acting masculine, I don't care.
yeah, I mean, I love a little bit of that too. Cause
I thought that was slick, but
Yeah.
I guess I don't want to see a woman in no basketball shorts. That's weird.
yeah.
You
maybe.
said that's good or that's bad?
It's weird.
He said it's weird.
Yeah.
Like if my girl pulled up and she was wearing basketball shorts, I'm like, that I got on too? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Oh.
can wear shorts, but just not basketball shorts.
It
What are you
looks a
doing?
little.
I probably shouldn't say
It
that.
looks a little manly.
Okay. So,
So
anyways,
what's been going on?
I really, really, really want to get this out because when the BET Awards came on, we like to talk about stuff while it's current. So like when Beyonce did the Beyonce ball,
yes,
we literally filmed that day. We put it out to you guys. But the BET Awards this year was so good
It really
that I don't have a
was.
problem with revisiting it.
I watched pretty much the whole thing, and it was long.
Exactly. I watched the entire thing.
Yeah.
And it was
Wasn't mad,
2.5 hours.
Wasn't mad. I was entertained. I was
Yeah.
actually entertained by those black people.
Can you set a timer for 7 minutes?
7 minutes.
We are going to get through the entire show in 7 minutes.
Oh,
Let's go.
And you see these points.
Oh,
3.5
my
hour
gosh.
show in 7
That's
minutes.
a
We
lot
can
of
do it.
points.
Tell us when to go.
Let's see.
We're going to go fast.
Let's see if we can do this.
Because we got some other hot topics to get to. So we're not going to talk 2.5 hours. Tell us
7
when.
minutes.
Go?
Let's
All right.
go.
Kevin Hart, great job hosting.
Great job hosting.
I felt like that was like a throwback host, like when Monique used to do it.
yes.
He was funny.
He was funny.
His joke on Kurt Franklin was hilarious.
His joke with doing the names,
You know,
with
I
doing the actual government
Oh,
names
I didn't know
for
none of
artists.
them. That was funny.
I was like,
Well, I knew
this is
Gloria.
No, I
hilarious.
didn't like how it started. It was almost like he just walked out on the stage and like
Oh.
it wasn't like a
He didn't have an intro?
even just that.
Like,
I
they
think
used
they
to-
said Kevin Hart, but he just walked out. I'm like,
Oh.
Because
that's
you
it?
remember, they used to come out, like Monique would come out performing.
Yeah,
like the
That's
host
true.
used to,
something.
That's
Tracy Ellis
true.
Ross, she came out performing a song.
And what we saw Will and Jada did. They did the whole
Yes.
Coming to America.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
it
like
was
he
amazing.
didn't have an intro.
Yeah.
But he also probably was like, this is about to be a kickback type vibe. Let's go.
I mean, even though he did do his chocolate drop character later,
That
in
was
the
funny.
show,
In the cipher.
like that, he should have came out and did a real performance. He had a whole
Yeah.
tiny desk as chocolate drop.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, he said, I just wrote down this joke because it was really funny, but he said, there's going to be no after party. It gets slippery at the after parties. I was like, oh, yeah, he doesn't plan on ever working with Diddy ever again because that was funny.
Mhm.
That camera flashed to Tisha Campbell and Keke
Mm.
Palmer. They both looked really good.
Yes.
I was very impressed. I was like, look at
Keke
Jay.
is too skinny.
Keke Palmer's losing a lot of weight, but that
She
orange hair
is.
looked amazing on her. Or not, like, what do you call that color? Like a burnt orange. It was great.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it looks great.
She looks amazing.
I think she looks
Tisha Campbell,
amazing.
though, I saw a video of her at the red carpet, and she was like, "Oh, I got a mommy makeover," and she was like, "Also, I told my friends about it as well." And then she goes on to say who they are, and it was the SWV girls,
Oh.
and she was like, "So Coco, not Coco, Lily and Taj, like I gave them the numbers, hope they get it," and I'm like,
Oh.
"How dare you tell their business?
Don't tell their business.
You can say you got one. You can't be
Right. You can't put your friends out like that.
Like, what if I'm like, yeah, I went and got lipo, and Simone went with me too, and she got it too? Like, dang.
I'm like, shut.
How you know I'm telling people?
Yes.
I didn't like that, but she looked really good, so I was happy for her.
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong there. We love Gina and Jay. What else was she?
She was better as Jay, if you ask me. I liked her better.
Really?
Really?
She was funnier in My Wife and Kids.
She was good at. She was great at both.
Oh, the 106 in Park throwback.
Oh, that was
best thing
amazing.
ever.
That was amazing.
For them, now it's true when they say Culture's biggest night because the Culture needed a flashback of 106 in Park.
They sure did.
I was upset
mean,
though, because what the heck is 106 in what is it called? Hang on, it's in my notes.
Oh, with Cam Newton.
106 in sports.
We
Don't
need
nobody
that.
want
We
that.
ain't need
Oh.
Go back to the old thing, but nobody's making music videos anymore either. So the countdown wouldn't be the same. But maybe they'll go back to making them.
Maybe they will because we do need visuals.
I mean, people make videos. People just don't watch them. I mean,
Because
they
we
do,
don't have
but it's not a
106.
big thing like it
We don't
used to
have a
be.
thing, a premiere for when it drops. It's
Yeah,
just
they
like,
just come out.
come on.
They
now.
had Terrence J, Jaleesa, Tigga, Free. I was sad there was no Roxy and no AJ.
That was sad. That
He was supposed
disappointing.
to be there, but his flight was.
He said
late
his
or
flight
something
was
like
delayed,
that, yeah.
and Roxy said she
Because
had
they
a
were
work
on
commitment.
Breakfast Club talking about it.
That was really
Yeah,
sad.
that
I
was
like, how you not gonna
sad.
be there?
I didn't like that. And it was weird too because at the end when they were shouting him out, they were like, "Shout out to AJ because he can't be here." And
Roxy?
Keisha Shantae was like, "And Roxy, don't forget Roxy." And no one said anything on the stage with her, and I'm like, okay, that was weird.
It was an
But
awkward
when they
moment.
said like, "Shout out AJ," like a couple of them were like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So that was weird. I didn't like that. Ashanti, first time seeing her perform since the baby. 10 out of 10.
No, this is not the first time.
That was the first time I saw her.
She's done
You
some
saw
other
her
stuff.
perform?
Oh, well, she did
Yeah.
perform at the Christmas thing for Motown.
Yes, and then she
But
did the
I didn't watch
We
Yankees
didn't
game.
watch that though.
I mean, okay.
And the Yankees was just the national anthem. This
Yes.
was
Oh,
her first
yeah,
time
yeah, yeah.
performing.
I guess so.
She looked good.
She looked amazing. She
That
looked
baby.
amazing.
Man.
Stop it.
Jim Jones did Ballin'.
Yes.
I forgot that was a big hit.
Yes. And
Hey, Marie.
Hey, Marie. After that tiny desk, like we already were in it, but then people really
No.
were in it.
The BET Awards was before Tiny Desk.
No.
It didn't air.
It was literally
It
the few
aired
days
after.
before.
Which one was before?
The Tiny Desk.
Tiny Desk was
Oh.
first, and then BT aired.
Yeah, we
So
were
that-
talking
now
about
she
it
might
that
have-
Thursday, and then the BET Awards was that Monday.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it all coincided together.
I didn't see it until after then, but I just was very not impressed with the Tiny Desk. But then I loved her BET.
I loved her beat because at the
So-
end of the day, if you compare the two, well, I won't get into all of that, but compared to some other singers and performers, she still has it as far as giving that excitement when you watch her. So I love that.
Yes.
No,
on
you
the
know-
stage is different from like an intimate performance where you really focus on her vocals.
You know who was the best of the best that whole night was Maya.
Maya
Yeah.
killed
Maya.
it. When I saw her do her that little 4 to 6 8 count,
Yes.
she
Oh.
killed it because she had on her
from the
heels.
video.
Yes, she had on her heels and she did her thing, and I was just like, I even saw the crowd's reaction. I love the fact that they was like, okay,
Maya looked
like
so
she killed
good.
it. She killed it.
Don't age.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I was a little weirded out by her a couple years ago when she was like, "Oh, I had a wedding ceremony for myself. I'm married to myself. Like, I'm just doing me." Didn't like that.
Okay.
Then I saw that and I was like, I don't even care about all that. Like, she's cold.
Do
Case
your
of the X
thing.
is always gonna be a hit.
Yes, it is.
B2K, they performed.
Yes.
I think Omarion was lip syncing, if you ask me.
Okay. He probably was. They
Yeah.
probably were because they were doing
Fizz
a lot
was
of moving.
also.
Yeah.
And did you see Raspy had no mic? I'm like, why didn't they give him a
Well,
mic?
Fizz wasn't because that's R. Kelly. No, it's Diddy's rap on.
But
Bump,
Fizz
Bump,
was
Bump.
talking. His mouth was moving when there were no words.
Oh,
I mean, maybe he just did a recording of it, but he definitely did it because that's Diddy's rap.
Yeah, that is true.
Well,
So he had to record it at some point.
somebody. was
Somebody.
licking something. I didn't like it.
Mhm.
Bow Wow was fun to see him perform.
Absolutely.
I thought he did a good job, but I put in my notes, he's so extra. The every other
Someone
word
said.
thing was killing me because he was just like, what song did he do? And he just was like, if it was Out of My Mind, he was like, out of my. And I'm like, don't do the every word, other word
I
thing.
love the fact and hate the fact at the same time that he goes in like his stuff is
He goes crazy.
hardcore street
Yeah.
rap, and it's not. It
Yeah.
is kitty.
He's performing
bubblegum.
like he's DMX.
Yes, it's kitty bubblegum stuff. But at the same time, now I will say this: I can
That's good
appreciate
stage
that
training.
brother. Yes, he performed. So you gonna get your money worth because he was just here for
Yeah,
our
Summerfest.
Summerfest, and I appreciate that he had on his Milwaukee
You
Brewer
saw him?
gear. I didn't get a chance to
Oh.
go see him, but I went out that day. I just got there late that evening.
Okay.
But he puts on a show. He is not going to stand there and just be like,
and I love seeing
he,
Jermaine
he
Dupri on
does his
stage with him.
thing.
I was like, okay, are they cool now?
Oh,
So I was
Yeah,
very
they go
I
back
think
and
they've been
forth,
cool. I
yeah.
think,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
They were just
Probably-
doing something with their daughters together.
Oh, cool. He's
Yeah.
probably just a brat then. So Jermaine probably know how to deal with him.
Yes.
So that's fine.
Yeah, it's like they
Yes.
just like family.
Like
Like
little
that's my little
brother.
brother. And it's like,
Yeah.
shut up, man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You know.
That's what the brat said too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, Quinta Brunson and Tyler Williams from the Abbott Elementary. What's that guy's name? Tyler something. Everybody hates Chris guy.
Yes.
But they looked really good.
Oh, yeah.
I like seeing her outside
Uh-huh.
of the show. What time do we have on our 7
We're
minutes?
over time.
Oh,
Boy.
snap.
Continue.
Oh man, I
You
just
just
knew
got the 7 minutes.
Oh, well, that was good.
That
You
was
already halfway
good.
through.
Yes.
I wasn't happy about the Well, the best female rapper went to Doechii. I thought Glow or Meg should have won it.
I thought Glow should have won
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah,
I think she was even.
Year.
Glow's
she
album
was-
was
Big
great.
years.
Meg is more popular. I guess I feel like Doechii, as good as she is, maybe got to put some more time in.
Yeah, I feel like she
Uh-huh.
just needed a little bit more time going against those two. Going
I'ma
against
say
those
this,
two.
Though.
Yeah.
I felt Glow should have won. They nominated a lot of people who didn't have anything worth nominating for.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to dog Meg, but Meg hasn't had anything out
Worth
in
that.
the last
Yeah,
year or
yeah.
so.
And even if she
Doechii
did,
has and
it
Glow
wasn't-
has. Everybody else in the category has kind of been hit or miss.
Glow's
even
album
Cardi,
was
it's like,
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like I would even say, like not necessarily
Every
that,
category
not
was like
necessarily that Lotto stuff is more popular, but I would say Lotto had put more time in. So I just was like, I would have been okay with Doechii having like best new artist type thing, but maybe not.
She's not a new artist.
not
though.
a
That's
new
what I'm
artist,
saying. Like
though.
they had people like her or somebody else in that new artist category, and it's like they're not new artists. They've been out for what's his name? That did Tipsy, the country dude.
Oh, they did have.
Yeah, and I was like, he's not a new artist
Shaboozey.
anymore.
Shaboozey.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know why
literally
he was in
performed
there.
That
I
last
don't
year's
know.
show, so
Yep.
he's no longer a new artist.
This
so it
man
was-
literally, Beyonce's touring a song with this man. I don't.
yeah. it was
And
kinda
just real quick,
confusing.
going back to the Bow Wow situation, I do think they should have
I'm
had
sorry,
Sierra.
Nick, episode, you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know we're filming, but I just need
Mm.
a piece of gum. I'm getting old. This acid reflux I've been drinking. You know when you get old. Do you have acid reflux?
Yeah,
You better keep that in.
I do.
I'm okay with that.
Just because of Simone's face.
That gum, that mint will help when you're having some drinks. I had some coffee and my acid reflux. I need. So, anyways,
Mm.
No.
Leo Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Leo, it's Leon.
Leon.
Leon Thomas performed with the guitar thing,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is like my generation's. Maybe could be like an intro for him to become like a little bit of Prince flavor in his music, because the way he had that guitar, I just was really into it.
Yes, me too.
So maybe that's too much of an accolade to give him. Like nobody can be Prince, but I just thought it was really cool and
But
creative.
no, he's dope though. He is.
Yeah.
He is dope, but I don't like the fact that he kind of reminds me of the dog from the Muppet Babies. What is his name again? I was trying to look
Fozzie?
it up.
No,
No.
not Fozzie. What is his name? I think it's Rolf.
You thought that would be appropriate.
I mean, I'm just gonna say it.
We're
can take
keeping it
out.
in the
See?
the episode.
Is it giving?
Yep.
Is it
He
giving
doesn't
Leon?
look like that.
He even looks like a Leon. Like think about it. Think about it.
He doesn't look like that.
What is his name? Because I always got it wrong.
Ralph.
Ralph. Is it Ralph
And
or
it's
Rolf?
Rolf.
Rolf.
It's like
yeah.
Rolf.
Right.
Like Rolf.
I don't.
Do you know about the
She
Muppet
said,
Babies?
take
Kelly?
your time.
Mm-mm, I don't.
Okay, that's way
And the
you
fact that
cleared
he's a dog and he made a song called Mutt.
up.
Okay, sorry.
When I was a
Go
little
ahead.
kid, we were watching like Love and Basketball. No, I'm just playing. Sierra looked amazing.
Sierra looked amazing. She
Like-
looked amazing.
Yeah. I was like, why didn't they have her perform with Bow Wow?
And he wanted
That's
her
what I was
to,
just
too. He said he
saying.
did. He said in the video he wanted her to.
I
I
wonder-
think he said he didn't know she was even in the building.
Would her husband be
He
okay
had
with
all
that?
his exes there.
Oh.
Yeah, her, Erica
Did you
Mena.
see at the pre-show Erica Mena come up trying to talk to him and smiling like, "Are you proud of me?" And I'm
Yes.
like, he probably wants to punch you.
Yeah.
But
She shocked him like,
Yeah. He was
Crazy.
like, oh, okay.
Luda went crazy in his cipher. I made a note of that.
Oh, I love Luda in his
Ludacris
cipher.
is so lyrically incredible, and I
don't-
hate that
Mhm.
there's no like space anymore for him in our music now. Like, of course, if you knew of him before, you'll listen to him.
Yes.
But I don't think that this generation, they're not gonna. The TikTokers and the people that make songs trend, they won't appreciate anything Ludacris puts out.
Yeah.
But lyrically, that man is like, he said, I know I'm so weird for writing this down, but I was literally taking notes for an episode. He said, before Elsa, I was the Frozen something chosen one, and I didn't write it all the way down, but it was just really great.
Yeah. I think I remember that too. He was
He was always
beast.
killing the basement. Like,
He's a
I think he
beast.
was one of the only ones that was on there a few times. So,
Remember when they had the ciphers and Blind Fury
Yes.
Mhm.
was on there? Like, he was like unbeatable,
He sure
Mhm.
was.
and I loved watching him.
I
Like,
thought they should have brought that little element back too.
they should have did. I mean, that
Yeah.
was their cipher, but they should have had those actual people come out.
Yeah, that would've
Because
been
Are
dope.
they still rapping? Are they still around?
Yeah.
I didn't think that SZA should have won Best Female Artist. I thought maybe like a Coco Jones or Victoria Monet or a Money Long. I thought they should have won. I think SZA, because she's on like one of the biggest tours right now, she won.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I'm still not convinced on SZA. I don't know that singing wise.
I'm not mad at her voice and I'm not mad at her pen. I think that she does her thing. I do think that
I'm not convinced.
I wasn't mad. I liked everybody that was nominated in that category. So to me, there were no real losers because
Weird.
at least them getting nominated, like,
Money
showcase.
Long album was 10 out of 10. It was perfect. Victoria
Okay.
Monet is just so talented.
Yeah.
But I wasn't cool with that. Mariah Carey, the level of performance.
Well, it was lack thereof.
You thought so? I
That
thought from what
song-
we've been seeing of her lately.
That song
just as bad.
is amazing. I think it's a hit, but
I think
unfortunately,
the
she
song
just
is corny. I don't think that she should be. I think she's trying to be young.
No, I think I love that
about
song.
that Rakim, man. Make him clap. That is.
Wait, are we talking about the same song?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
her
why he
new
came out
single,
with her.
and then he
I
came out and
screamed.
performed with her.
Yeah, I don't think Mariah. That song is not. I guess I thought Mariah would just be doing ballads from here on out.
I mean, she can, but
Yeah.
also
I
I
think she
think that
should.
she's doing.
Especially when you're moving in slow motion like that.
Yeah,
It
that's the
doesn't.
problem.
It doesn't
That's
match.
the
That's the
problem.
You
problem.
can't perform.
You're
so-
right.
you know?
You're right.
So I'm like, you need
You're
to just
right.
That
stand there and
song
do
is
ballads.
is too exciting for you to.
So maybe not
Yeah.
young, but it's just you don't have the energy to give that song.
Yeah.
And I know her boyfriend probably put that together for her, but
And
Who's
it's
her boyfriend?
unfortunate.
Anderson .Paak.
Oh my God, he's dating. She's
Yeah.
dating?
Yeah.
Oh,
She like him
okay,
young.
I'm sorry.
She do. She
I'm
do.
sorry. Don't do it, Anderson.
But you know,
Anyway.
it's yeah, and then
I think he put the song.
unfortunately, I did not
She-
care for
I'm sorry.
Busta Rhymes coming out and giving his spiel for her. It was when I tell you if I
Weird.
could have gotten like a bulldozer to like roll over him on the stage, like just to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Just get out
Well,
of
he's
the
not
way.
the best speech giver, obviously. But then even then, I just was like, do you even know this lady?
Like,
'Cause
I
he
felt-
didn't say much about her.
I literally felt like they were like the prompter was like, just keep talking. Like we need
Yeah.
to save
She
time.
was like, I'm doing my
She's
makeup.
not ready.
Keep
Didn't need
filling
Like-
we
in.
had too much time.
But
much
that's what
time.
I'm saying. It was almost it was
And her
giving
speech
that.
was shorter than his.
It sure was.
It-
And
Mariah
she was
didn't say
fine.
nothing.
She was like,
She
"Hey
read
y'all,
that teleprompter hard
what
too.
was that
She
last
practiced
thing
that.
she said at that performance?"
Oh, we enjoyed ya.
We enjoyed ya.
I just don't understand why. I'm like, Mariah, you didn't say like. She didn't say. She just was like,
She thanked everybody. I
do your
loved-
best.
She was more excitable
She
doing that than she
was.
was in her performance.
She honestly
true.
gave more energy doing
Yes.
that than she did her
But when you
performance.
look at the which we're gonna get to, I'm getting ahead of myself. But when you look at Jamie Foxx's speech,
yeah.
when you look at Mariah's speech,
Mhm.
His was actually heartfelt.
She
Like,
didn't have no heartfelt.
She read that out. She was literally looking dead at that.
I don't think
teleprompter.
when you're getting a legend award, you should not be reading that off. You need to
I
be
mean,
able to speak from the
Snoop
heart.
did too, but they both read from the teleprompter. Jamie's was just
Jamie's
off
was.
the top.
I
But he's a
ain't gonna lie.
comedian, though, so-
I
Yeah.
might have been tearing up. I'm not gonna lie. I
I
was
mean,
tearing up.
Jamie's was very, very heartfelt.
That was amazing.
And
Yeah.
it's it's okay. We got like a combination. We got Mariah was we enjoyed ya. We got Snoop that just did his thing. Said what he had to say. It was expected. And then of course Jamie's was a little bit of a tearjerker. So I appreciated
Especially
all of them.
considering I guess we almost lost Jamie. So,
Yeah.
but I think that Mariah, I don't know. Then the performance, I'm like, you're not on beat. Like she wasn't even walking to the beat. She was like, I don't want to fall, is what she was giving. But when she came up for the
Yes.
speech, she almost kind of like ran out there. Like
she
she
was. Yeah,
her
everybody
body
on
was
point.
moving normal.
Yeah.
Yep.
At first I was like, I wonder if she has stage fright, but it's not that. I think she wants to be able to walk without bending her knees because that's all it's giving.
I think they didn't pay her enough for that performance, and she was like, I'm not. Because you know Mariah be about.
No, she wouldn't have showed if that was the case.
I'm like,
I know they
BET
wrote that
Awards.
check.
It's a special one too. Like, nah.
I think. Lil Wayne, he had another bad performance, and then he did a Millie. And I was like, okay, that saved it.
I was very upset with the fact that they only gave him 2 songs. I was just like,
what else was he gonna perform?
He could have performed a lot.
Oh,
more.
from back in the day.
Yeah.
I thought you meant from
more
current.
because I felt like the whole.
He could have did Fireman.
Yeah.
He could have did anything with Young Money.
He could have done. T-Pain was there as far as part of the tribute for Jamie Foxx. He definitely could have done Got Money. Like it's a lot he could have done.
I think I don't know, because even with Lil Wayne being on tour right now and people are giving bad reviews of his tour, like really bad reviews.
Oh,
like they're like he late, don't do a full set, don't remember his words. I was like,
but that's the problem, and I don't think people understood.
He only got 2 dreads left.
This is why he couldn't do the Super Bowl,
guys.
He got 2 dreads.
Well,
that's why he couldn't do the Super Bowl though, because
Yeah.
he's gonna get up there and mess up on national TV, and it's like, no, Wayne, we love you, but you can't.
He's
do
a
that.
legend for sure, but
Yes.
unfortunately, the album wasn't that good. He just put out. Like the best part of the album was Nicki Minaj's remix, and she went crazy. I was like, this girl.
And that was only because she caused some drama with that.
Oh, we're talking about
Her
Jay-Z?
verse, yeah. Yep.
Outside of that though, she had some bars.
Oh yeah.
She said the face card never declined, so they don't. I gotta think about some of the bars she was spitting in that.
Okay.
But Nicki is cold. Y'all know how I feel about Nicki.
Yeah.
Best new artist. I was so surprised. I was like, Teddy Swims and Robin Thicke, they are invited to the cookout. Those are the 2 white brothers that be on the BET Awards, like getting nominated. I was very impressed with that.
I'd be scared to see Teddy Swims in the alley or just anywhere walking down
he
the
looks
street.
like he don't play that.
He will hurt you.
Glow's performance, she has some serious swag.
This chick was tap dancing.
She is impressive. I love her.
Okay,
go ahead, Glow.
And she had, of course, Keisha Cole come out.
Yeah, I think Keisha Cole is not a good performer. I've seen her perform in concert. Wasn't impressed. The BET Awards, wasn't impressed. Walk around looking like a Victoria's Secret model, and you can't fit the outfit.
Okay, so would you rather see Keisha Cole or Mariah?
Mariah, because at least Mariah can somewhat still do. I think Mariah can do. I think she holds back.
I think she holds back. But again, like I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's not stage fright.
I've seen Keisha Cole here in our city perform, and she was like, oh, y'all not singing? Skip this song. She did that 3 times. She was like, they ain't feeling it.
Wow. But was it a song that everybody knew? Well, that's
there
the
weren't
problem.
no hits. It sound like, I don't know who she thought she was talking to, but her attitude was
that
terrible.
alone is why I would just see Mariah. It's like, well, I know
her
your
attitude
music.
is terrible. Keisha was, I didn't like her. We literally left early because we were like, yeah, we're done. But we were there for Trey Songz and Jaheim anyways.
Okay.
So, Jamie Foxx tribute. The Office guy was on. Daryl was on the piano.
Yeah.
He sings.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He does jingle type thing.
I was very shook. I'm like, he can sing.
Yeah.
Play
You
the
didn't
piano
remember
in
him in the movie with Kerry Washington, where
Wait, which
she
one?
was. Where he was trying to propose to her, but he was scared of her family, and they go to like
Oh,
I
Nantucket.
seen
yeah,
that
the
movie.
Peoples,
Did he
yeah.
sing in that movie?
Yes, he made the potty song for the kids. Remember,
That don't count.
That's
But no,
what
he
he did
literally
on the
was-
My
Office.
mind went to the movie with Gabrielle Union.
That's-
You know, I never make a fool.
That's literally his
That's
gimmick
what
for
he
his
does.
comedy. He comes out on stage with a
Oh.
piano
He
and
makes-
like sing songs.
He makes jingles
and makes
like
funny songs.
I didn't know that. Babyface singing Jamie Foxx song was amazing.
amazing.
That was awesome.
That
and
was
you could tell that
amazing.
blew Jamie away.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did.
Ludacris came out, was amazing.
Yes.
Tank sounded really good.
Yes.
Jennifer knows she gonna yell her way through anything.
I mean, but she toned
shut it
it
down, though.
down.
she did.
She
I
shut
just
that
didn't
down.
like that her and were singing songs. They weren't Jamie's songs, but we know they're from the movie.
Yeah.
I wanted more Jamie songs, like because
I
he
was
has
okay
hits.
With that. I was
No.
okay with that.
I wanted true Jamie songs because he has the hits to have done that.
Uh-huh.
Like they could have done. I think they did do No, they didn't do Unpredictable.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
They
That's
did.
what's
Is that the one
Ludacris.
Babyface sang?
That's the one.
Yeah.
And Ludacris
And
came
Ludacris,
out and
yeah.
did that one.
But then they could have did.
To be honest with you, Jamie actually doesn't have a lot of
Oh,
songs.
not
that
true.
You think of.
I'm about to name a bunch they could have did because I literally was like, I need to write these down, y'all.
Like he got Blame It and Unpredictable.
And Just Like
the
Me.
song
They didn't
with-
do Just
Just
They
Like
could've
Me.
did
Me.
Just
he got
Like
the song
Me.
with Drake, but he actually doesn't have as many as you think.
That's not
he
true.
does.
They could have did Love Song. DJ
That-
played
okay,
his
yeah,
Love Song.
DJ, yeah.
Blame It. They did do Blame It.
They did Blame
but
It.
they could have did Just Like Me.
Mhm.
Him and Chris Brown's You Changed Me is not that popular.
Yeah.
but I like that song.
Mm.
She Got Her Own, the one he's on the remix with Neo.
Yeah.
Those are slow,
Fall
though,
for
and I
Your
think they
Type
didn't
we're
wanna
talking
do that.
about. Oh, that's it. Slow jams.
But that's Kanye. But I mean, they could have. They didn't touch that.
No.
And we already know that.
Somebody did.
Slow jams wouldn't have been slow jams without Jamie though.
Yeah, and
Gold Digger.
Kevin Hart said
That's
that.
what she.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's
yeah,
what that was.
Kevin
That was just
Hart
an homage
said
to
that he was not allowed in the building.
Yeah, they said Kanye is not allowed in the building, which I loved. I'm like, yeah, he's
Which
not.
would have been cool for that tribute. I was like, Kanye, you done messed yourself up because you should be here for this.
Yeah, he
Like,
had a lot.
literally.
He
He's
had a
done.
lot to do.
I don't
with
never
that.
want to hear him. And then him and Diddy's son just put out a song called Free Diddy, and I'm like,
He was on that with him.
I
didn't
just
even
want someone to
listen
flush Kanye West down the toilet.
Oh,
Personally,
my
just
goodness.
stuff him in there.
No,
Stuff 'em.
Why?
no,
I'm
not
put out a
flush
song
down
right
the
now. I'm sick of him.
toilet.
Stevie Wonder Blind Jokes was hilarious.
Oh
What
my
is wrong with Stevie Wonder?
goodness! What is wrong with Jamie Foxx? Like he literally, like this man.
But that lets you know that Stevie is okay with it.
But even Stevie made reference
He
to
couldn't
that.
see it. He couldn't see it.
But he
But
said
no,
in his
Stevie
joke, he
knows
was
that
like,
jokes too.
he
He
said he's
does
the
joke.
best singer I've ever seen. And then he stopped. And we're like, oh, you're the sicko.
Oh my gosh.
Kendrick won Album of the Year, and Beyonce should have.
You know
Mm.
Kendrick's was the biggest.
It wasn't better than Beyonce's.
Oh.
It
Well,
wasn't.
you might not like it more than that, but that man had a
It
lot
wasn't
going
Kendrick's
on
best.
with music.
That's the thing. See, I feel like
Mm.
Beyonce always puts out music that gets better and better and better. Like her albums are always better
Yeah.
and better. That wasn't Kendrick's best album,
It was a very dope album, Kelly.
but it wasn't his best. His last two albums weren't his best. Like Kendrick has had a great album, and then it's like he's not going in the right direction I wanted him to. His last album,
He had to do this pit stop in order to take care of
Drake.
Drake. Like, you know what I mean? It was almost like
Well,
let me
yeah.
just pull this the train. Oh, let me just pull this truck over real quick and just
Well,
handle
it was
him, and then I'm
paying
gonna get
homage
back
to
on the
West
road.
Coast because he's never done an album really like that with that West Coast sound.
did we need that?
It was a very great album.
It
listened
was
to it a lot.
cool. It was a good album, but I don't think it was
It's
better
got some
than.
bops on it, make you dance a little bit.
It was cool. Mr. Morale was too personal and weird. His last great album to me, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a debate
you know
between
what?
Good Kid, Mad City, or To Pimp a Butterfly.
But that's only based on what people want to hear in pop culture, though. Because most people that you talk to that are fans of Kendrick's music, they say that Miss Morale was an actual great album because of how deep it was.
I don't want to hear that.
But
I
that's
felt
what I'm
like we
saying.
were
It's
in a
like you
therapy
wanna-
session,
Yeah.
and we shouldn't have been there.
But that's why the
Oh.
Drake and Kendrick beef was what it was, because it's one world and another world. Like
Clashing.
Drake is like, I'm gonna be in the club all night popping bottles.
Oh
And
well,
Kendrick
I'm
is
not,
like,
because Drake is not on the right direction either. Drake's best album was Take Care. Well, he's had some good albums since.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, speaking of Drake, I feel like
Mm.
he's taking his L very poorly.
Yeah.
And the thing about
We've been
that is,
talking
like,
about that too.
you know, we all knew that Nicki Minaj didn't win that battle with Remy Ma, and that's fine. And Nicki literally just stopped talking about it. She never revisited it, and then she went out and put out an album and got a #1 album. We was like, cool, because we let it go.
Yeah.
Drake is still digging his heels in this, and I'm just like, bro, let it go. You lost.
Okay, so did you hear what T-Pain said?
Yes.
And that's, I was
Yes.
just explaining that to her
Yes.
earlier. I'm like, that's literally what T-Pain was saying, but Drake
And Drake was sensitive to
being
that.
being
You proved his point.
sensitive. It's like T-Pain is not lying. He's just telling the truth of what it is.
But
Drake.
the
Go
thing
sit
about
down
it-
for a minute.
That's what it is. Nicki went. Okay, here's also a thing that I don't think Nicki really lost, if you ask me, only because I think Nicki was like, I'm not engaging in a battle with her because I don't want her making money off my name. I heard her say that one time in an interview. She was like, if I give her attention, she's gonna be able to book. I don't want her to be able to do that. So she was like, I'm not responding at all. But everybody's like, no response is a loss.
And speaking
And
of
she
which,
went in hard on her. That's
And she went
really
in
big.
hard on you too.
And
But
she
Nicki
did
was just
respond,
like,
but she
Nicki
didn't
proved-
respond by saying her name, because that's, I think, what's the song with Wayne and
Yeah,
it was one of them where she had
changed
addressed it a little bit,
yeah, or changed something. But I think Nicki was just like, Nicki did a few features on other people's songs addressing it,
Yeah,
which was fine. But she was just like, I'm not really going at her because if you notice, Remy Ma, since that beef, has not had work. So I think Nicki was just like, you need me right now to.
speaking
Wait, was she on all
of
the way up though?
which,
With Fat
That was
Joe?
her last one.
But that was after the beef.
Yeah, I mean that's just because Fat Joe's her friend.
I mean, it's true. But
She
I mean,
ain't
she
no
ain't
work.
never been that big of an artist. But at the same
Her last
time,
gig was Love and Hip Hop.
yeah. That's why I was like,
You
I
have
don't
no
really
work
think
outside
she-
of that beef. Now that's
I don't
why you
really think
beefing
she
with.
won the beef. I think that
Papoose.
she just kind of bowed out. I mean,
Nikki?
gracefully. Yeah, she just
Yeah,
kind of
she was
said,
just
I'm
like,
backing
eh.
away. But speaking of that type of like trolling and that type of thing, Jim Jones is making me so upset right now because I just don't understand. I don't understand why you're comparing yourself to somebody like Nas.
Who brought it up first, though?
I don't know.
Okay,
Oh,
so
it was some young dude, I think, that said it first.
no, Jim
was it?
Jones tweeted like nobody want to see him in the booth, like he's shredding anybody, and then like somehow, some way, he does say I'm better than Nas. He goes on the podcast with Shannon Sharp, and Shannon Sharp was like, I just want to address this with you. You said you better than Nas, and then they had that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Every artist should feel like they're better than
they
the
was
other
going
artist.
off.
Right, right.
But
But
He
you
knows the
just,
truth,
you know,
though.
you can't be delusional.
Shannon Sharp was like, nobody in Dipset is even gonna agree with you. It's like,
He literally only
Dang.
has Ballin' and Dipset songs, and those are popular because of Cameron and Joel Santana.
Drew Santana is better than Jim Jones.
Yeah, we all,
Oh, okay.
we,
I was just
we
like,
all
this-
know that.
okay. Yeah.
But it's just, it's
But he
like,
said he
it's
was trolling, though.
insane.
He
Who
did.
said that?
Jim Jones.
He
did.
Yeah,
admitted
of
he
course
was
you said that
trolling.
after you
I mean,
embarrassed
he was
yourself.
like, I'm getting
Yeah.
views and listens from this and streams and all that. So he's like, yeah, I'll keep talking about it. But it's like,
I
come
feel
on,
like
Jim.
somebody from Nas camp reached out like, hey, are you for real or you just playing? And then he probably was like, I'm just joking. And then he had to publicly say that because I feel like Nas was finna tap in and be like, I'm gonna show you.
Nah, Nas ain't got
Nas
the
was
time
gonna
for
tap.
it.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did
Nas
say
was
that.
gonna
Didn't
tap
he
in.
say like he was like,
He's
I
like,
I thought
retired
he was
from
like,
that.
nah.
He
He's like,
getting
I ain't
paid.
got to speak on this, and I already won the battle.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like even if somebody came for Jay-Z like that, I think he would be like, depending on who it is, he would
Jay-Z
be like,
ain't
I don't
saying
have
nothing.
time for
Yes.
that. I don't
That
have
has
time
been
for
his
that.
career. He addresses who he feels might be that, but
Yeah.
other than that, he's like, okay, yeah, you can go on.
Yeah. Because even if it's like a year or two later, when you hear him rap about something, you just are like, oh, yeah, that's why he's the GOAT.
My favorite song of Nas, I know nobody asked, but it's the one with Genuine.
You like,
You
You owe
owe me.
You owe
I
me.
listen to that in the gym every single time I'm in the gym. I play that song, and I think y'all were the ones to tell me because I love that song, and y'all were like, you know, Beyonce in that video, and I'm like, no, and y'all showed me not too long ago, and I was like,
Wait, was she?
yeah,
Destiny's
y'all the ones
Child
that
is
showed
in
me
it.
that,
Oh.
and y'all showed me that like a few months ago, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never known that.
mm-hmm.
I've
That
never-
was my song when it came out too. It was
Randall?
I
good.
love that
But a
song.
lot of people, of course, they were like, that was his commercial song, and
Yeah.
it just he shouldn't have done it.
I love that song.
Yes,
I
yes.
literally be on the treadmill running to that, and I'm just like, it's a great song. Repeat.
Get you in the mood.
But see,
That and
Gets the people
Encore.
going.
But that's like
And
I'm explaining
Encore.
with Kendrick. That was his like.
It's a great album. I ain't
his-
gonna lie.
his pop
It
song.
just
No,
wasn't
I'm saying
his
like
best.
with the type of artist that Nas
Yes.
is. It's like Nas is that artist that's gonna give you some deep stuff.
Yeah.
And when he does something in that world, they like, what you doing? Nas like, that's not you.
That's why
But it wasn't a bad
Wale just
song.
dropped a single, and
That dude.
I just was like, I think we know Wale from being like this poet,
Mhm.
and so now I don't know if he was purposely like putting out a pop song because that's what he own right now,
Mhm.
but I was just like, that wasn't the Wale I remember.
Mm.
But I like the song, but it
You
just
already
wasn't.
don't have a good look on him for what happened with Kai
With Kai
Cenat
Cenat at the BET
At the
Awards.
BET
Yeah, that was
Awards.
weird. Like
People
he
were
just
like,
genuinely didn't recognize you.
They was like, this is why people don't mess with you, Wale. Like, just
But also, I would have felt a little played too. Like, you don't know who I am. Like, I'm
I
Wale.
think it was a
But at the
joke.
same time, I felt like even when he approached him, he did it like in his ear, but so it wasn't supposed to be shown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
didn't know
honestly,
he was
I don't
streaming.
think he was streaming. Yeah, I don't think he
But
knew
Kai
that.
just was like, I genuinely didn't recognize you, which is
Yeah.
fine.
And
but
he
also,
said, "My bad." He was like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know." He was like, "Yeah, this guy."
But
It's
he
got
was
me
like, we
looking
just played in a
crazy."
game last summer.
Oh.
So I feel like, why don't you recognize me? I just was in a game with you.
Oh.
Yeah, he put that on Twitter. Like, we were just in a summer league.
I think
together,
it was a joke though,
Mm.
from what I heard.
Oh,
them
he was supposed to
say.
pretend like he didn't recognize
And
me?
that's why when he walked up, he was like, "You got me looking bad with that right now." And it's like, what do you mean? Well, I mean, if you agreed to this skit or whatever it was,
Oh.
that's on the people to take it that way.
But maybe it wasn't a skit. Who said it was
I
a
don't-
skit?
I
Maybe it
heard
was a
somebody
skit
say
that
it was they were
backfired.
joking about that, and then it wasn't for real. That Kai Cenat didn't know who he was.
Because I feel like you should know. But
Ah.
also, if Wale walked past me right now in the mall, am I going to recognize him? We haven't seen him in a long time. I was going to be like,
I
oh, it's a
mean,
dude with
yeah.
dreads.
I mean, I
would.
would have to
We
look
would
to be like,
recognize-
oh,
Yeah, I would have
snap,
to
that's
look.
Wale. Like,
Also, because you don't expect to walk past Wale.
well, yeah,
So-
exactly.
But then, like, there's only a few celebrities right now that's not going to happen with. Like, Nicki Minaj can walk past us. We're going to automatically know.
Mhm.
Beyonce's going to walk past you. You're going to know. Surprisingly, Jay-Z, they were at the show in Chicago, and there was this girl, like, recording. Her friends were recording her like dancing in the hallway because they were in the suites.
Yes.
And he was like walking through, and he just casually walked past them, and the camera girl was like, "Oh my god!" But,
Yeah.
like, and the friend is still
that's the one you
dancing.
showed me?
Yes.
Where
And
they-
the
okay, I
friend
didn't
was
know
still
that was in
dancing.
Chicago.
And
Like,
she
had
turned
no
around
clue.
and she was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
him.
So I feel like he
Yeah.
also is another black guy that could just walk. I shouldn't say it like that, but he's also another guy that can walk past us because we're just gonna be like, oh, okay, it's a dude with dreads. We're not gonna probably think Jay-Z is about to walk past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
for
you're not
Wale,
gonna
it's
expect
like,
it.
you
Like
just don't think that.
they've had even like photos or
They
videos,
look normal.
clips of
That's
like
the thing. You think they gonna have this
Yeah.
aura around them, like, oh, they this big person, but they
Kim
not.
Kardashian was walking around Summerfest, and my friend is like, yeah, she literally walked past our section, and we see her, and we're like, dang, that girl is cold. And then it wasn't until like 10 minutes later, like this huge crowd.
oh
So I was just like, oh wow. So like,
Hmm.
but maybe you just don't expect that
Yeah.
to happen, so you're not checking for it.
yeah.
We
Which-
saw what was that? Well, we saw the Black Eyed Peas when they were
Mm.
they hadn't quite got to the Justin Timberlake song yet, but they walked past us. It's just three short dudes.
Yeah, you don't think nothing of it.
They just look like normal dudes.
No, being in the UGG store in Atlanta, and Young Thug was in there, and
Mhm.
we were. This is before, like this is like 2014, 2015. They were asking people to leave, and we didn't get asked to leave. And I was just like, I don't know who that is, and Jayla had to tell me.
Oh.
And then I was like, well, I'm gonna go ask for her. And so I asked. I shouldn't have because he had a kid with him, probably his kid. And I asked the security, like, is he taking pictures? He was like, no. I was like, okay. And then I walked away, and then we got asked to leave.
Dang.
So I think if we would have kept acting like we didn't care he was in there,
Yes, you would have been good.
I blew it.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
also didn't look like a celebrity.
Yeah.
He was in there looking like a regular
I was
dude.
just going to
That's-
say, people
yeah.
say that about J. Cole all the time. They're like, yeah, he just be riding on his bike.
I don't think. Did you see that? Kendrick was going for a run through the park, and then the little
Yeah,
boy
yeah.
starts
With the
running with
little
him.
boy. Yes.
I thought that was cool. And I saw Barack
Yes.
Obama doing that too. He was running through a park, and then people are like recording him going for a jog. And
Yes.
I'm like,
yes.
they just trying to be normal, man.
Yes. I love
Um,
that. I love that.
Just to round out the BET Awards really quick, Chris Brown won People's Choice with the residuals.
yeah.
He deserves it. I
He
was so
deserves
happy
it.
he's getting
He
his
deserves
flowers.
it.
He
Yes.
kind of blew up the other day. Like had an anger episode.
No.
I didn't know Chris Brown was dealing with bipolar. By the way, did you know that?
I did not know that, but
Yeah,
that
I didn't hear
explains a
about that.
lot.
He
Or
was
that's just
diagnosed
an
with that like
excuse.
years ago, and
Mm.
I don't know if like I'm sure the world knows that. We probably just weren't really like tuned in at the time, but I didn't know he's dealing with that, and he has I don't want to say the wrong one, but it's like ADHD or something.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, he was snapping on his Instagram story,
Mm.
and I was really sad about that because
Oh, no.
yeah, he was snapping, and he was just I'm gonna read it,
Mm-hmm.
and I would just skip over the inappropriate words
Mm.
Okay.
because he was really upset.
Oh.
Unless y'all want me to say them.
No, we don't.
Just kidding.
Let it ride.
Right.
Stop.
We'll
We
beep it
really
out,
gonna
we'll beep it
start
out.
trending then.
All right.
But yeah, he was snapping, and he was basically saying like, because people keep comparing him to other artists, like saying, "Oh, Chris Brown versus so and so." I thought they haven't been
Really?
doing that for quite some time.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Why not?
I don't like the comparisons. If you're
But that's
great,
what versus
comparing
battles
yourself?
were.
if you're great, you're great in your own right.
Yeah,
But like, if Chris Brown was gonna do a versus, I would be into it.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
But he said, "I
We
wish
still
I was."
talking about verses though. Like they were.
That's
supposed to
over
been
with. They not
did
coming
A
back.
whole bunch of shows.
It got
Yeah.
us through COVID.
Yeah.
Our versus battle were the best ones when we were putting those on.
Woo-hoo.
But he said, I wish I would stop comparing me to other artists and saying me versus somebody until one of the artists do all the crap by themselves with no help and the media constantly messing with them, then come at me. I'm trying to feed my family. I could care less about the next artist and what they're doing. I don't mess with celebrities at all, and I'm not welcome in their circles. Breezy Bowl is for the dedicated fans who actually want to be there. Forget everything else. I've been overly busting my butt for the last 20 years. I'm doing a really good job editing. And I understand I will never be recognized for anything more than drama. So miss me with that.
Okay.
And I was like, you're getting your flowers. Like, you're winning award left and right. And you have the biggest sold out show. Like, what do you mean? You're being recognized for more than drama.
But like Simone was saying though, it's like he's great at what he does. It's like why are we comparing him to somebody?
You
When
can't
like,
help
people
but
are saying
compare
he's
the
the king of
grades.
R&B right now. Like who are we comparing him to?
Beyonce gets compared all the time.
Yeah,
and
but she
and that's
shouldn't.
an unfair comparison too.
She really shouldn't.
But when you're
Yeah.
great, LeBron gets compared all the time. When you are the greatest in your field, what are you supposed to do?
He shouldn't. That's the thing.
They
Is like,
shouldn't.
why am I still having to defend my title?
It's not
Yeah.
that
let
kind
me
of
just
comparison.
let me
It
just
is
have
in a
my
way.
thing, and you keep those, acknowledge those artists, but
Yeah.
don't make it a comparison.
When people say Prince versus Michael Jackson, Those
they
are
should
chicks,
not.
But they shouldn't. But
they
the
also
greatest.
were together when doing their music at a certain time. Like Chris
If people
Brown is
say
being
Chris
compared
Brown
to
versus
somebody who just
Usher.
started.
Even if they say Chris Brown versus Usher, like,
And that's not fair to Usher or him.
No, because
not?
Usher has been out way longer than Chris
so what?
Brown.
Chris Brown has more music out than Usher, so he's put out way more albums. Like, it's just.
But that don't mean it's actually good though. See, that's where the
Chris
problem
Brown's never
comes.
had a bad song. Well,
I'm not saying that Chris has it, but I'm saying that's the problem with today's generation is they pick it off of, well, you got more music, and it's like, but does that mean it's good?
Well,
Okay, if
once
Usher
again,
got
I'm gonna
classics, and he only got
take.
4 albums versus Chris's 10.
But I'm saying,
does
if
that mean
I'm
his
being
10
compared
albums are better
to-
than his 4?
I'm gonna
I'm
take
gonna take it
quality.
as a-
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take quality over quantity.
Yeah.
they both have equal amount of quality.
Yes.
I just feel like
Those two do. So
if
I'm-
Beyonce was
we
being
ain't here.
compared to Tina Turner, she's gonna take it as a compliment. Like,
she would be like, don't
But
compare
Tina
me
Turner
to Tina.
would be like, no, we're not. We don't do the same music. Like we're
Beyonce wouldn't
performance-wise.
say compare me to her because she respects Tina Turner. She's like, no, Tina Turner is Tina Turner.
If
That's
someone
my
was,
idol.
if
or,
someone was
you know.
comparing Cousin Talk podcast to
Oh,
another
Lord.
great legendary
Oh,
podcast, I'm gonna be
Lord.
like, thank you so much, thank you so much.
Chris said that about Michael Jackson. He was like, nobody will ever be Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
He's like,
I don't think it's
compare
a-
me to
I
Michael
think-
Jackson.
But when you are comparing, I think people take comparison as like you're trying to match us up to see who's lacking what and who's over on the next.
Yeah.
It's not that. I think
Mm.
comparing sometimes is just like giving both y'all flowers to say like you guys are the greatest in your field and your only competition is another great person.
But that's where it goes, though. They do end up
Did I even-
comparing, and no, they end up battling each other. Now people are like, well, Michael couldn't do this, and Chris did a front flip.
You
And it's
thought,
like, we're not comparing it.
You thought you ate with that.
That was a mic drop moment, and y'all both were looking at me like, eh.
No.
Yum yum.
That is the,
Eat
that is
'em
the
up.
definition
Yum,
of comparison.
yum.
We're
Eat 'em
competing
up.
against each other.
You eat that all by yourself. Also, real quick, just want to flip over into.
I just knew I ate with that.
The
That
fact
was so
that-
crazy.
I'm very excited. Just want to change the subject for a moment.
Yeah,
Still
we done with
talking
that.
about musical artists, but I was very excited to see that Monica and Brandy are doing a tour together. And I just saw a post the other day where they were being interviewed, and they literally said that really what brought them together was the
Sorry.
fact that
It was Ray J.
no, it wasn't Ray
He
J.
was.
It was the
like,
fact that
saying
Ariana Grande decided to redo their song "The Boy Is Mine," and it kind of sparked that. And they just appreciated the fact that she was such a fan, being as big as she is. And I just have to say, I have to give it up to people like Ariana Grande and people like Taylor Swift because they truly are fans of your favorite artists, and it's just like I love that they show that respect. They pay homage to them, and then look what we have that came out of that. We have a tour that I'm looking forward to going to see. Who else
Okay.
is going on tour with them?
Oh, nothing. I was just so confused. I'm like, where are we giving credit for more? But you're right. You're right. They are fans.
They are fans. So let's see. It's gonna be Monica and Brandy.
Kelly Rowland.
Kelly-
I'm sorry.
1/3 of Destiny's Child, Kelly
Wow.
Rowland. Okay, and then we have Mooney Long, and then we have
Money Long. Get my girl name.
I'm very sorry.
I love her.
I'm very sorry.
But Kelly Rowland is one of my favorites. I think I just got into a debate with somebody about Kelly Rowland the other day because I said that she sings just as great as Beyonce, and they were like, "What?" I'm like, there are times when they are singing, you don't know who voices what, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Impossible, not true." Kelly Rowland is a vocalist, and
Yeah, they
people don't know that.
They don't know that they were in the studio doing them backgrounds and stuff like that. You
They
gotta look
don't
that
know.
up.
Kelly Rowland's
they
voice
don't know.
is impeccable, and I don't know
Yeah.
why she don't get that credit, and I hate that. And then someone tried to make a joke that they're like, "Oh, did you see Kelly Rowland's opening for Brandy and Monica?"
yeah.
Kelly Rowland is a legend. She has never headlined her own tour in the States that I'm aware of. Like,
No. Well, I mean,
like-
unfortunately, it's because her solo stuff hasn't done the same amount that Destiny's Child has.
Yeah.
So it's like
but
compared to
in
Brandy
other
and Monica,
countries,
it's like, yeah, you're not gonna be the top billing by yourself. Now,
Right.
if you were Destiny's Child, now we got an argument.
yeah.
And
If she was in other countries, though, I feel like she has headline tours in other countries. Like, I think they love her in Australia. I saw her perform there. And well, I didn't go, but
And
I
she's
saw her.
on one of them shows, ain't she?
She was on X Factor, like
Is she
Australia.
over there? Yeah.
And also, just want to mention that they do also have Jamal Roberts that's going to be on tour with them, and he is the last
The boy that just won
American
American
Idol.
How
Yes.
you get
Wait,
that
who?
so fast?
Jamal Roberts.
Jamal.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get so loud.
So, yeah, you did get a little loud, but that's okay. He is also going to be included on the tour with the ladies, so it's going to
I
be
should
all
be
the
opening
women.
up for them then if
It's gonna
that's
be,
the case.
It's going to be all the women of Jamal, and no, because we have singers. But did you?
He literally just started singing.
But did you sing on? Say my name. Say my name.
Y'all want to see cousins fist fight on a podcast? I could never
But
be
did
Farrah.
you But did you?
I could never be.
But did you actually sing?
Anyways,
Why you don't like Jamal?
well, he's a great singer. He just that fast getting with Kelly Rowland is crazy.
Yeah, he is. You wish.
He's
You
an
wish
opener, like you said.
I should have auditioned for
You
American
wish
Idol.
your name was Jamal.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
I do need to figure out my stage name. Anyways.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No.
I need to find a stage name. I don't
The
have
only
one.
stage you're going to be on is at the Kingdom Hall. Brother Crumble.
Anyways, Nelly and Ashanti show came out.
Yes, it did.
I've binge watched it, finished it in 2 days.
We did not finish
Don't tell us
the last
what-
couple of episodes.
Oh, I
don't say
won't.
nothing.
6 or what we on?
We just finished the episode where, let's see, they've done his
Well, don't
birthday.
tell me.
Christmas or whatever. They were talking about where they were gonna go for Christmas.
Yes, we just
They
finished that
didn't- yeah.
episode. So
I didn't. I feel like they're purposely avoiding
What?
telling us how they got back together. And
I kind of
don't
peeped that too.
appreciate
I
that
kind of peeped that
because
too.
Ashanti was on the Breakfast Club. She went out of her way to say that hug was nothing. I just was like being nice to him.
Yes.
I had a relationship at the time.
Yes.
So you're not gonna tell us how you got out of that situation and ended up here?
Because it was just
she
like,
did say
oh yeah,
that
we
they-
just ended
they
up
went on
in.
tour or something like that together.
Right,
She said they
but you had a
just
man.
grew back closer.
But you had a man.
Or
We
when
don't
did
even
that?
know
Like
that.
when did that
She
relationship
said she
end?
had a man.
When did
It
that
doesn't
relationship end?
matter. We
Did
don't
Did
y'all
you cheat on that man with Nelly?
I mean, I did hear
Who
her
cares
say. I
about
did hear
him?
her say that he kind of hit her up. Like he sent, I think, like a high, like a
He
wave
did.
emoji, and
But
then
that's
she
the
was just
thing.
like, "Who is this?"
You still would have to be like, well, I'm in a situation.
like,
And then do you turn to your situation and be like, hey, I think I want to try to revisit this.
and then was
I
he
mean,
like?
they were on tour together, so it's like, well, you're with that person almost every day.
You still got to break up with me. So what you finna say?
I'm sure she did.
Hey, my ex is here,
She
and
said,
I think I'm
done
gonna.
with you, sir.
You can't say that
And
to me.
then
If you
what
tell
was
me I
it?
think
Was
I'm
it
gonna
like-
go back, I'm gonna key your car. But what I'm saying is,
Because before
she
then
had to say something to that effect of, well, I need to leave this guy, and then you don't just know. Like she was talking to Nelly to make sure before she ruined you up and left this situation.
not ruined.
Well, you don't want to, if you're in a situationship and your ex is coming back and you're like, okay, I'm kind of feeling this. You have to test those waters before you go blow this up.
Maybe the things weren't as good as we think.
I mean,
Wait, she was with that.
I don't know
We
who
don't
she
know
was
who
with.
Say
she
it
was
a white
with.
dude. It
We
was
don't know who
pictures
she
they
was
had
with.
of her with some dude.
I thought she already said no, that wasn't him.
yeah,
No,
because
And then
she-
they thought it was him, and they thought it was Flo Rida, and it was neither one.
yeah, because she was saying that he was just, I think, was with like the management team. Like
unless
that
she
wasn't.
unless she was capping this whole time and she wasn't with nobody trying to make Nelly jealous.
I know. I think
Yes,
she was
I
with
mean,
people because
Women
even,
be doing stuff like that.
no, I think
They're doing a good
Ashanti's.
job of keeping things secret. I think.
Because Nelly said at Versus he was with somebody too.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
though. I
It wasn't a
wasn't
relationship, but he pulled up with somebody.
He said, but I was with
So
somebody.
he had somebody. So she probably had
She
one
didn't
of
have
those.
any room to cut to
Yeah.
say, well, wait a minute, what was that hug about? It was
Right.
just kind of like.
I do believe that when I was watching the show, I was cheesing a lot through the show. I'm like, they are so cute.
They
Like,
are so
and we're rooting for them,
cute.
and
I
it's
love
like-
the fact that she calls him Big Head.
That's funny. Her
And-
mama say that too.
Yes,
I love that they're
and-
married. Like that.
And they say husband, my husband,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
wife. Like they are like.
I-
nope.
on
they
the
got married at
credits.
the end of,
Ashanti Haynes. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
then.
I saw the credits where her last
Love
name
that.
is changed.
Aw.
They got married in 2023, the end of the year, and I just was like, oh, they were married for a minute before we found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I
But-
didn't know until watching the show. I'm like, wait, they
I
actually
did
married?
see her interview, and she was like, we rushed the wedding because he told me he wanted us to be married before the baby came because he didn't want me to just be a baby mama.
Oh,
I was, oh, that's really nice. But now they have to go back and she was doing the Angie. She was like, now we got to go back and have
a wedding.
A wedding.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, interesting. So
yeah.
he really wants to be, but it's a really, you'll see like in the like towards the end like other things they're working on. But I just was like, they released a song together last summer with Jermaine Dupri.
Mhm.
I
It
just
was
saw
cute.
that earlier.
It was all right, but I'm
Yeah.
like, no, we need like a Body on Me type song from them,
Yeah.
for the nostalgia of it. So I thought that was cool.
Yes.
Um,
yes. Love them together. And I want to see that baby's face because I can already
You
tell
can
he's
tell
gonna
it's a
be so
cute kid.
cute. He's gonna be
Um,
so cute. KK.
KK.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even talk about because I don't know what y'all have seen. I did start following Ashanti's trainer on Instagram because he was on the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna steal some of these workouts. It was on Instagram, and I saw it, and I was like, I'm gonna be doing that, and I'm gonna be doing that.
Oh,
I'm gonna be doing
okay.
that.
okay.
I'm trying to get cut up, and I'm like, I've been consistently in the gym for 3 to 4 days
Mm-hmm.
a week. My 6-pack is not here yet. I got like,
You gotta take time.
But
3.
it takes time. It takes time.
I got 3.
That's something.
Nothing.
That's something.
And then I wanted to just double back to Remy Ma and Papoose.
Oh, really?
Only because when we were saying how she was beefing with Nicki, I wanted to say like they were like, since we last filmed, at it again, and I just was like, this is the messiest thing, and like I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about Remy Ma. Well, people won't let Cardi B move on, but they keep talking about her and this guy, Stephon Diggs. Oh, yeah. But I just be like, I don't want to hear Remy Ma no more.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
What did she say now?
She just was arguing about the chick that Papoose is with now, like saying he want to come back home and blah, blah, blah. And then, wow. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, y'all moved on, clearly. I mean, well, she would have thought so.
But they
like
really haven't. They really, and that's the
you
problem.
Think they'll end up together?
No, I just think that it's going to carry on for a longer time, because whenever you have a situation where it is that relationship, there's no divorce, it hasn't been settled. Y'all still arguing?
Love each other?
No, but I think if you still are putting in the fight to argue, if you still got the energy to argue.
Like if I'm arguing publicly with my ex, I still feel some type of way.
Because you wouldn't do that.
I used to be really mean to an ex of mine on purpose. But it's probably because, if I'm being honest, I probably still liked him a little bit.
If I didn't have love for you, I wouldn't care. I just keep it moving. But that's hurt.
Because you care about something. Like, why are you still being mean to me?
But I think you also care about yourself. So you're going to be like, well, now I got to stick up for myself and say this, and this.
That was a good point. But I also saw what you said about, like, okay, you got that money. I saw 50 Cent said his girlfriend asked him for $50,000. He was like, no. And so he cashed after $10.
Why?
I don't know.
What am I gonna do with that?
Because it's 50. He's a troller.
But she left him. She was upset, and he was like, "No, you can go get money." Da 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 da. So she did leave, and he was like, "I knew it." So he was like proving a point of like, you was just here for the money anyways. But in her mind, she was like, "No, I did love him. I just asked him for $50,000 because I wanted it."
But like, why?
That's for $50,000.
But I mean, if
that's not a normal request.
But if I'm 50 Cent and I've got hundreds of millions, why can't I not give you 50?
No.
Or like,
I'm not going to give you $50,000.
That's enough money to go get a bag.
No, like, no, but also I don't want to have to ask for an amount like that. Like I want, if you got it like that, I want you to just be like if I know I need to go shopping, I just want you to hand me the black card and let me go do my thing. I don't need to know the balance. I ain't my business. Just hand me the card and let me go do what I need to do.
But I feel like that's the part.
But you're trying to stash some to the side or do something else.
But why? What if she was like, "Well, I want this." So why do you need it? I want a purse that's $50,000. Now you're gonna give it to me?
Yeah, I mean, I would want the specifics at least so I could know, or I wouldn't even, or some things I may not want to know. What if she was like, can you give me $50,000 and it's to buy him a gift? Right. It's like, that's weak. He just bought his own gift.
Him a gift. That's him buying himself a gift.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but he knew going into that relationship she didn't have financially what he had.
I mean, that is true too. That's true too.
Fine, but I'm gonna do that on my time. Like, you can't come and ask me for $50,000. If I'm dating a woman
who has hundreds of millions, I still don't even know if I'm going to work. I don't know that I'm going to keep going to work. Yeah. Oh, it depends on how long we've been together.
We've had this conversation before. So if you
depends on how long. I'm not quitting right away.
And you're like,
Oprah.
I'm just saying, if you find an Oprah
was on his skit, he was at home.
I'll cook and clean for her though. I'm not gonna be lazy, but I'm not gonna keep punching in the clock. And my wife or my fiance or my girlfriend has millions. What do you think I'm gonna keep?
You're like,
Babe,
I'm not coming
the house
to work.
is clean, dinner is made. Let me rub your feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you go to sleep, can I borrow the black card? I'm gonna go online and order some clothes.
You should go to sleep.
Yeah.
What time is it?
I mean, I don't know. By the time I cook dinner, had the house clean, rub her feet, we watch a show.
When you go to
she'll be asleep by 10:30. Now I gotta log on to Gucci and order me a suit.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And then she'll go to work in the morning, and I'll sleep in.
Man, you gotta take the black card and go in person. That's the flex.
But then I'm gonna need a helicopter. So I'm confused.
That's why that girl didn't get that $50,000, because she asking for extra stuff.
It's just too much to be like put into perspective here. No, if I'm gonna go in person, now I have to get the helicopter. I have to go fly to a different country.
You can drive the Phantom, or you can drive something else. I'd rather drive.
Not if we rich.
No, why not? Did you see that car that Ashanti had? I was like, I want that.
Did you see? Oh, well, I don't know where y'all are at. I can't talk about that. Never mind. Did they talk about what she got him for his birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The car?
Yeah.
That was gold.
That was.
It was.
Oh,
I don't know. That's a flex. But even in that situation, they did an interview together, and he was mad because he was like, she is not understanding like with the new baby and my work schedule. And it was like Good Morning America or something. She was like, yeah, I really wanted him to be like at home those first couple of months. And he was like, I told her I gotta go get the bacon. I'm traditional. And so we were talking about at the house, and I'm like, Ashanti, this man is worth $70 million. And I think she's worth like anywhere from like 5 to 10 because I was looking this stuff up.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I'd have been like, go ahead, do what you gotta do. I just won't be performing for now.
But
like,
you know, he's the kind of person that is in demand that he could take off probably 2 months and just like, can you just give us our time, and work is still going to be there 2 months later.
I think that's hard
they
to
both
do.
Should
though.
have.
That's hard.
They both
year,
should
possibly.
have it. Yeah.
That's hard to do though when you know I'm a millionaire and I'm taking care of this many people.
I know.
And then I'm letting these bags go.
I know.
Especially if it's a couple days. Like,
but if you're willing to risk it to gamble in Las Vegas, you know what I mean? Like, really, you don't have an excuse.
The average man is not staying at home that long with a newborn and his wife. He got to go back to work. That's just recently these last few years they've been giving guys that.
If I know you have the option, I'm going to be like, babe, can you just for the first 2 months?
But he already said, I'm old. I'm not changing diapers. What he going to be doing?
That's true.
He was like, once the baby start walking and talking.
He did say that. He was like, he's going to be with me.
Yeah.
As soon as he start walking.
I don't know if I would take gigs so far away, though.
Oh, I got that.
I mean, if it's something going on in New York where we're at, all right, take that gig, but you got to go to LA or
Australia.
you know.
And I understand
maybe I'll be like,
schedule.
okay, I'm going to just stay close.
And I understand that schedules are already set. But then it's like you already knew when the baby was going to be close to being due.
But see, that's the one thing I like about knowing, like, when you have a 9 to 5, you can do stuff like, this isn't my company. I'm not coming in today. When it's your own business, you can't just be like, no. Like,
why not?
You can't.
You would think that you would be able to more so.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they get that luxury because I think it falls back on them directly. Whereas me, I work for a company. They'll figure it out.
Oh, my God.
They've got more than me.
That just reminded me of this lady. They just reported that she was a chef and she owned her own restaurant and she died. She actually
I saw that.
Had said she was going to take a break because she was working 7 days a week and she was burnt out. And so she then, I'm sorry, I don't have her name. I'm going to try to look up her information.
Said, was it like Kiki needs rest?
Yes. She literally made a post and said, I have to get some rest.
I think her name was Kiki or something.
Yeah,
and she wasn't even that old. And I felt so sorry for her.
I was laughing when I read it because I was like, oh, they so crazy. And I was like, oh, the rest was she? I didn't get that. Because it was hashtag like whatever her name is needs rest. And I was like, girl, you cannot be working those 7 days a week now.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really sad.
Very, very sad.
Poor thing.
I felt very bad for her. And I apologize. I don't have her name pulled up. I meant to save the post and I didn't. But yeah.
Let you know it's not worth overworking yourself. It's not.
It really isn't.
That money ain't worth that.
Yeah, don't ask me how I feel about the job. Because I've been in Europe these last few weeks at my job. Like on lunch. I do what the Europeans do. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
You had a siesta, didn't you?
Dang. My lunch break, I come back so de-stressed. Sometimes it's still with me.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm just saying. But anyways, I feel like that's enough catching up. Because it's just, we had to rehash the awards for sure.
No, because we didn't get a chance to, and it was just like crazy. Oh, yeah, real quick, too, in our area, just wanted to make a honorable mention of the fact that we have Summerfest going on right now, and we were able to go. Kubi and I were able to go the first night that it opened, and we were able to see Fabulous, and he was great. We missed seeing, like, it was just nice being able to hear some of those songs. We missed Bow Wow, unfortunately.
All on the same night, too. They were going crazy. We had the Isley Brothers, Bow Wow, Fab was here, like, all on the same night. I'm like,
and Milwaukee's
Genuine.
Genuine was there, and then Milwaukee's own.
Ain't nobody seen Genuine.
Oh, what is his name? Eric Benet. Sorry, Eric Benet.
Yeah. We could hear Genuine at the gate, and he was doing
while I was getting ready trying to come in. I was like, I'm missing him.
And I'm like, that's how I knew that his performance was over.
Oh my God, we haven't worked since I saw this online, but I'm just looking at stuff that I saved that I want to talk about. The internet was upset with Jordan Sparks because she said she couldn't afford Beyonce tickets.
I was not.
Why were they upset at that? She hasn't worked.
I mean, like,
what has she been doing?
I feel like
she put out a few singles.
But what I
mean, they
don't,
probably
what
ain't-
I don't
That was
understand,
to pay the white bill.
when I don't
know.
understand though, is when certain people, like, you look up certain celebrities and you're like, okay, no, you're maybe not an A-lister, but I still know your net worth is more than what I make. Why can't you afford a Beyonce ticket? Because we know she's not giving the
because
tickets
we have
out.
normal 9-to-5s. She's not getting booked. What is she doing?
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, that's a whole other
serious.
conversation. I just saw a video where they were talking about how celebrities go broke and we don't know it, or
B.
why they're
Simone
broke.
But
is
she could-
trending. They hate B. Simone right now because she
Why?
was like,
Oh,
finances. And
yes.
instead of going to Bloomingdale's, I got to go to H&M.
H&M.
H&M is expensive.
It isn't expensive.
Not
You don't think so?
expensive.
It's not
I think H&M is
expensive.
expensive, you guys.
No, it's
No.
not.
I think that if I'm gonna give a company $30 for a cardigan, it's not gonna be H&M. I'm just gonna go to
That
Macy's.
is true. That is very true.
I just
But that's
H&M is
not an
not
expense-
expensive.
that's
It's
not an-
overpriced.
It's now that's one thing because it's not necessarily that.
It's
yeah.
not expensive, but it is overpriced. That's
Yeah.
what I'll say. I
Yeah,
feel like if I got
compared to
money for
what she's
H&M, I
saying,
might
yeah.
as well just go to
And
Macy's.
it was unfortunate because somebody then posted a previous video she had done a couple of years back where she was talking about, of
She
course,
ain't never
a
be with a man
guy
with no-
saying, you know, if you work a 9 to 5, that's cool. I've done that before, but I just right now in my life I can't be with a guy that works a 9 to 5. And it was just like, oh, honey, skip to her, having crocodile tears about having to shop at.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Like, girl, you
yes.
crying. And then when I got
she was crying.
Yeah, I got better context though. She is trying to develop an app, and it's taking a lot of money to invest in this dream of hers. So now it's leaving her not with a lot of money for things that she normally would have, like shopping and stuff. So I don't know if that makes it better.
But I mean, with the
That's-
world
that's
being
called real life. That's what we all do.
I mean, with us being where we are right now and people complaining about having to afford Beyonce tickets, you
Yeah.
can't then come on TV and be like, okay, I'm going to, in my podcast, talk about how I'm boo-hooing having to
How
shop
about
at H&M.
the country is scared that we about to get bombed.
Yeah.
And
And going-
retaliation.
and
And
going
you thought you was
to
about to say that.
World War III. And then granted, we don't know when she filmed that, but still it's just like,
Somebody put it out at a bad time.
Honestly, my
Yeah.
theory is always that they be using these people for them reasons.
Yeah,
like
to
take
distract
away
us.
from to distract you
bad
from what's
timing.
really going on.
Bad
Because I'm about to go
timing.
look up outfits that can protect me from poop because I'm going to live in a sewer.
Because I don't care. I could
serious.
care less about what you're doing.
Yes. I'm like, I had to go live in a sewer because we finna get bombed.
I don't think.
I don't have a bunker.
No, we don't have a bunker, but I was on Amazon looking up like sleeping bags and tents that could fit 4 to 6 people, and
Wow.
and a toilet that can go outside that has a bag. Yeah, I looked into all of that because I was like, my boys got to be comfortable now.
This has been great for us to be able to recap with you guys. Honestly, I feel like not much has been going on. Every now and then I would look at to see if there's any news. Like, I love that Halle dropped her song since we last worked, Halle Bailey.
Mhm.
And just it reminded me of the song Tamia had, Smile.
Yeah.
So I was down with that. I like her a lot. I'm rooting for her.
Nice.
But all right, guys, we are done. Next week, you guys are gonna have a short work week, so we might be giving y'all an episode because everybody's off work Friday. Well, most people are off Friday for the 4th of July. A friend of mine has to work, and I was like, oof, sucks. But yeah, we'll be in touch.
Yes.
Mm.
And this was great. Thank you guys. Bye.